How about now? Wait. Okay. No, sorry about that. I had to wait for all the streams to come online. One of them was kind of like, oh, shut up. One of them was taking a while for it to come up, but they're all up now. And now that it's up, I'll start drinking. Sorry about that. If you heard, wait. Now I'm echoing. I'm actually going to be reading from here because for some reason my chat doesn't actually cover Facebook. It covers YouTube. It covers all my other streams that I'm doing simultaneously. But for some reason, when it comes to Facebook, if I don't have this running either here or on one of these other PCs, I got the Hercules, Pinot, Martinez Concord, El Cerrito, Albany, Berkeley, Oakland, PD scanner over here, and the Richmond San Pablo is right over there, and both of those are running. I don't want to take any chances of messing those up, so I just leave those alone. So it's either on here or I watch it on here, one or the other. And this is my main server. So anyhow, I am live finally, and I got 3 people watching me, 12 people on Twitch, and 17 on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. This drink here is for you guys. Today, I want to pick up where I left off from last time, and then at that point, look at going a different, slightly different direction, because I noticed that Seattle, Washington, their protest has gone off the rails. Apparently, the rapper had somebody bring in a car loaded with assault rifles, and they distributed it to all of the protesters out there to supposedly arm themselves and help protect their so-called free from the police zone. However, the rapper now states that he's the police of that area, and it's not making no sense. People go in there, they get attacked, they get robbed, and then they end up coming out with nothing. So it doesn't quite make sense for me, but I don't live in Seattle, so I honestly don't care about it right at the moment. I got a secondary beer. Hold on, but this is only the good stuff, and I have to really get a reason to drink it. Hold on. That would be this right here. I don't drink this unless it's a real, because these are expensive beers. I don't know why. They taste really good, but these are my secondary drinks. My wife, she doesn't like me drinking them because she wants them for herself. But anyhow, needless to say, Seattle, Washington has gone full retard on their protests. Some of these other places like Texas, Los Angeles, Florida, and other places, the violence has pretty much calmed down. But now, I got too much light coming from the front. Hold on. Make one minor adjustment. There we go. And as you can see, the stains are still there. I could actually do this, but it's still there. See that? You see that right there? Those are dead pixels. Right there. See that dead pixel? Those are all dead pixels. Those are dead pixels. Those are dead pixels. That's not on your screen. Hey! No, I am not saying that, but thank you for the follow anyhow. I'll just say Jack, okay? Thanks for the follow, Jack. I don't trust the rest of your name, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not drunk yet, so I won't say it by accident. But anyhow, yeah, Stellas, these Stellas are actually really good. There's a place over there on San Pablo Avenue, and this is where me and my wife first had ours. What was it? The Catfish place by the tune-up place right underneath the Barrett Bridge. on San Pablo Avenue. They make really good barbecue, but they only do the barbecue 1 day a week, and they sell catfish the other 2 days. We went in there on their barbecue day. Oh, it was so good. And we went to get something to drink, and their drinks, they had the regular Cokes and Pepsis and water and stuff, and then at the bottom they had the Stellas. So me and Lucy got one. We said, name the price, we'll pay for it. So don't worry about it. He said, well, actually, that was for us after we get off. I was like, well, we'll make it worth your while. We're only going to get one. You name your price. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $15. And so he gave us a price. We paid for it. Me and my wife sat down. We actually enjoyed both the beer and his barbecue. That guy's got some really good barbecue. The only thing that I don't like is he's only open like 2 to 3 days a week, and he only sells barbecue on 1 day of the week. I think it's Friday or it's Friday or Saturday. I forgot. But the rest of the week, or the other 3 days that he's open, because I think he does this because he's retired. It's just for something to do. I don't think he does it for. Well, I will. Hey, Charlie. Long time no see, bro. Thanks for watching. I'm waving back at you because I saw your wave. Mrs. Sanders. I honestly can't pronounce your first name, and I saw you get mad at somebody else saying it wrong, so I'm sorry. I'll just call you Sanders. How's that? I apologize. You have one of those hard names for us, I hate to say it, us crackers to actually say. So I'll just go by your last name for now. But yeah, I do need to come over to your place for a barbecue. But I do want to give you that one challenge. I'm willing to actually see if what you told me in Facebook chat, or not Facebook chat, but that conversation we had. I just want to see if that's actually true or not, because a lot of friends that I have make less than me or about the same as me, and they've been qualifying for home loans and also car loans. In my particular case, I didn't always have 800 credit or an 800 credit score. My credit score used to be in the toilet too, but when I applied for the home loan, I got the home loan, and the home loan was for, I think, $135,000. And when me and my wife started looking for our house, that's all we had. That's all I qualified for was $135,000. Me and my wife started looking for a home, and every house that we liked that was in our price range, we bid on it, and within 24 hours we got rejected. It was just like, it went from let's say the house was selling at 135. We asked for 136 because I was going to put like $2,000 or $3,000 down on top of it, and then they said no, we got a higher bid for $250,000, and it was like that over and over again. We even went to Parchester Village to buy a house. I got run out of Parchester. I don't like Parchester. I'm sorry. It's pretty much. I would probably have to sit down and get to know everybody, but I got run out of Parchester 3 times in my lifetime. So I try and stay away from there if at all possible. But one day, our realtor, while we were looking for a house, actually went to Parchester, or sent us to Parchester. Hi, Tamara. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the wave. But anyhow, that's the only part. I prefer to live in North Richmond, on the other side of the tracks, like around 6th Street or 3rd Street. I feel more comfortable over there, probably because I know more people over there than I do over at Parchester. That's just my personal preference. The fact that I got run out of there 3 times didn't help. I got run out of North Richmond once. That was it. But once I went in there and I was introduced by a couple of the friends that I have that are over there, now I feel a lot more comfortable being over there, and I don't have a problem going over there, even though they do have a lot of issues in that particular area. I've also been arrested by the sheriff's department for being in that area because they thought I was buying drugs or something. They didn't believe me that I was actually there to visit friends. But honestly, after they arrested me, they took me to Martinez, they processed me, and they ended up dropping the charges because they didn't have nothing on me. But that's just the way things go, I guess. California, they arrest you first, charge you later if they can find anything on you. But I won't get into that just yet. But as far as the home loans, I'm pretty sure even if you have a horrible credit score, you will qualify for a home loan. And I got all kinds of different ways you can get it with zero money down. But just remember, zero money down means your mortgage payment's going to be a lot higher. If you're renting right now, it would be to me, I would say it would be a good transition to go from a renter to a homeowner. And unfortunately, the problem is, like I said in our conversation, right now is not necessarily the loan or what the interest rate is on it, because I got an 800 credit score, and because of my limited income, they won't qualify me for a lower rate than 6%, and I had to fight just to get it down to 6%. You got people all around me getting it at 2.5% to 3%, up to 4%. But right now, I'm looking at it this way: I'm paying extra down on this house. I should have it paid off in another 5 years, provided I don't get laid off for one reason or another on my current job. I'm enjoying myself right now. I'm relaxing. I just helped somebody with the Small Business Administration. Speaking of which, do any of you guys do side jobs like on your own? Let's say deliver for Amazon, do Uber, Instacart, or anything like that. If you do, let me know, and I will direct you to a place that will pay you $1,000 per employee that you say you have for your side hustle, your personal business. If you own a house and you rent it out or rent out rooms, that also qualifies as a entrepreneurship. And in this particular case, I just got mine. I was disqualified, or I was denied originally, so I thought it was over, and I didn't think they were going to reopen it. But the Small Business Administration, the free grants up to $10,000 is back on. If you do any kind of side hustle, even if it's only 1 day per year, you still qualify for that $1,000 per employee. All you got to do is add yourself as an employee, and when they'll give you a grant within 3 days after they send you the email saying that they're processing your loan. And at that point, they will contact you and say, hey, okay, we got these loan packages ready for you. Are you still interested? And you can turn down the loan, but you get to keep the grant money. You don't have to pay it back, and it doesn't come back to you. You don't have to pay taxes on it or anything. It's just like that $1,200 grant that you got. Everybody that does a side hustle, whether it be Instacart, the Uber, renting houses, renting products, doing yard work, anything. If it's part of your business, even if it's only part-time, you qualify, and it's free money. Oh, the Small Business Administration will help you, Mrs. Sanders. They can give you up to $200,000 at almost 0% interest, or if you get the right grant or the right loan and you use it to start your own business, whether it's a restaurant or whatever, if you spend it the way they tell you to spend it to start your own business, it's forgivable, meaning that if you spend every penny of it within a certain amount of time on exactly what they tell you can spend it on, and you don't try and fraudulently stuff some money in your pocket or something, you can actually start your own business and actually become successful. They don't care. They don't even ask what color you are, where are you from. They do ask you where your job is, or where you live, your personal address. They'll ask you for some personal information. But as far as the employees, they don't ask. They just ask how many employees you have in your side hustle or in your company. Malika. Oh, thank you, Malika. Sorry. I have a hard enough time trying to pronounce it, and every time I see your name, I'm like, oh, I can't even say it. Sorry. But you sell plates? Well, that, technically speaking, that does qualify you for the Small Business Association. And let me show you where to go on that. Let me bring it up real quick. Let me bring it up. SBA.gov. Go to SBA.gov. At the top, you'll see the coronavirus relief options. Let me see if I can bring this up in my little thingamadoohickey. Give me a second here. I got to move all these windows around so that you guys can see this. I didn't believe it when I first applied. By the time I applied, they ran this particular grant and loan opportunity ran out, and then when they reopened it was for agricultural people only. But I've still applied, and then they rejected me. Said, sorry, we rejected your loan because this is for agriculture only now. It's not open to everybody again. So I'm like, and then Monday I got the notification that they started processing it. I'm like, oh. And then yesterday I was like, I checked my bank account, it was in there. I'm like, oh, you didn't see that. Anyhow, I got approved for it. So if you guys got a side hustle, if you fill it out, you guys should not have any problems. They do state that they will do a credit check. They do not do the credit check for the grant. They do it for the loan. And I haven't gotten any hard credit checks on mine. My credit score is still 800. I'm still got the great ingenuity and stuff. But let me see if I can get this thing up real quick for you. Hold on one second. Window. I'll do the window capture. Let's do the news right here. Well, let me move all this crap out. Oops. Move all this crap out the way. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oops. There we go. This will work. Oh, let me get this out the way. I got so much windows open, man. This is ridiculous. Let me cover my face up. Give me 1 second. Okay. And webcam. All the way back up to here. There we go. Let me shrink myself down real quick. There we go. And transition. There we go. Now you'll see it. Oop, give me a second here. I'm still moving things around because I got all these windows open for chats. But this is the SBA.gov site. See where it says click here? Okay, this is what you do. You click on that link that's up there at the top, right up there. See where it says click here? You click here, and then you go down to this one right here, the COVID-19 EIDL loan in advance. You go here and click apply. Okay? You fill this all out, and on the last page, make sure that I want my $10,000. Let's see here, right here. Let's go right here. Right here. On the okie dokie. Will it show it to me? Let me check to see if it's on the stream. It's delayed. Yeah, you see it. Okay. See, it's going to ask you for your bank account for your direct deposit. Okay. And see where it says right here, I would like to be considered for an advance up to $10,000. Okay. That money is free. Absolutely free. After you fill out everything else, you go to that particular link and you just click that little check mark, or make sure it's checked. Put your bank account name and routing number and other things. And once you fill that out, you submit it, and then you just keep checking your email. And as soon as you get the email that says we are processing your loan, don't worry about it. 3 days later, you get anywhere, depending on how many people you employ, anywhere from 1 to 10 people. If you say there's 10 people in your company, you get the full $10,000. If you only say it's just you, then at that point you get $1,000 per employee. And this right here is what you get. This is what you get, man. You get all of this. This here I just pulled out of my account. Okay, this here is for one of the guys that are here that works for me. This is his money. I'm honest. I'm going to give him his $1,000. He's not here now, but when he gets here, he's going to get his $1,000. Because when I applied, he asked me to add him as an employee, and I did. And what I got granted for him. So technically speaking, Yep. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that. I lost them. But anyhow, I'm back. Okay, here's how it's free. When we were in COVID-19, everybody got that stimulus check for $1,200, and it was supposed to be $500 for your siblings that are under 16, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Half the people that were waiting for that particular check still have not gotten it. People file for unemployment. Half of the people that filed for unemployment way back in March still have not gotten their first check. One of the calls that I just got was from a Mexican woman that was asking for my help because she applied in March and she still hadn't got it. So we went back up, we checked on her status, and I believe it was a couple of days ago. It was a couple of days ago that she actually got the letter in the mail stating that she was approved, but they're behind on that. So technically I helped her get that on there, and she's going to get paid for her unemployment. I also showed her this because she's self-employed, and she's an honest person, so I helped her fill out this application, and it was at that point that we got that taken care of. So anyhow, once you fill this out, I guarantee you, if you apply for it and you qualify, you have to qualify. It's going to ask you a series of questions to qualify you. Once you qualify and you make sure that that little check mark is made, I guarantee you, I got my money. And I'm a happy dude. I look for free money anywhere I can get it. And when I found out about this, I'm like, anybody that has a side hustle, this money here is free for you. The government did it because of the COVID-19, and they got this along with the payment protection program for people that have like 50 to 100 employees, and they're looking for people that are actually, trying to save their employees without laying them off. And the payment protection program, which is part of the SBA, helps. They'll give you a loan, and as long as you use that loan to pay the employees while they're not working, then and you spend it all within all that money within that time frame that they require, then it's forgiven. And they give you a time limit. I think it was July was the deadline to spend all that money. It's the government. They want you to spend the money. They don't want you to hold on to it and invest it. They want you to spend it. Well, in this particular case, a lot of people that are self-employed, when we got stuck inside the house and we couldn't go out, hairstylists, yard work people, and all kinds of other different businesses, warehousing people, a lot of them got stuck and they couldn't work. Well, that's what this loan was for, to help the business owners help their employees. That's why they said $1,000 per employee. And then as they got that bonus, then they started handing out the bonuses as soon as they got the money, they started handing out the money as bonuses to their employees as an incentive to keep them on the payroll. So I just thought I liked that. Yeah. So, hold on. let me remember how I did this. I don't want to do this wrong. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you decide you want the loan, it is a low, I believe it's a low interest or no interest loan, and you can use that to start up your business or help build your business. So if you want to start up a restaurant or something, boom, they will give you up to $150,000 to get started. So I just wanted to let you know. And hold on. Hold on. Oh crap. Hold on. Malika, I had to scroll back up because you were saying a lot of stuff while I was talking. And I missed a lot of what you were saying. So let me go back over what you were just saying, okay? You're in North Richmond? I didn't know you was in North Richmond. How long you been in North Richmond? I only see you driving. I don't see when you leave your house. I only see you when you're driving live. Sorry. I didn't realize you lived in North Richmond. No. I'm not saying, people killing each other. I'm talking about problems between people like me and some of the people that live there with the sheriff's department. I don't know how the sheriff's department gets along with the people that actually live in the neighborhoods. But anybody that's seen out on the street or driving slowly or going to specific houses and stuff, like me in that neighborhood, they automatically stop me every time I go out there. A few of the sheriff officers now know me, so they don't stop me when I go out there. But if I go in to the neighborhood with my wife's old car and it's all beat up, and I drive in there and they don't recognize me at first, then they usually pull me over. But I've been arrested in North Richmond twice and had no charges brought against me. When I got to the Martinez jail, they let me go and let me know that there was no charges pending or anything like that. And I'm like, well, how am I going to get home if there was no charges against me? And they're like, well, that's not our problem. We're not the one that brought you out here. And I'm like, well, can you call them to give me back? And they said, no, you got to find your own way back. So I had to walk all the way to Martinez, or downtown Martinez by the Amtrak, and then catch a bus from there over to the Richmond Del Norte BART station. And then from there I had to walk all the way home. A couple of times they kept me overnight before they realized that they didn't have anything against me and let me go. But anyhow, there's a lot of Mexicans in North Richmond. Most of the people I know over there are black. Granted, they do have Mexicans over there, but I didn't realize most of the Mexicans moved in there. I haven't paid attention. The black people that I know that live in North Richmond still live over there, and I still go over there once in a while and visit them. So, let's see, what else? I was always good in both of those hoods. I remember you used to live over there by, Charlie, you used to live over there by the Richmond BART station, didn't you? At one point? Or do you still live close by over there? DoorDash. See, Malika, you actually qualify for this, so I would definitely highly recommend you fill out that form for the SBA. I guarantee you'll at least minimum get $1,000. It's up to you if you want to apply on it. And if you decide to get the loan itself, you can qualify for up to $150,000. So if you want your restaurant or a food taco truck or whatever, boom, you now have an opening right here. And they won't ask you what nationality you are. They might on the actual loan part, but you'll automatically qualify if they give you that grant within the 3 days after they say the processing. You're already in. You're already qualified for the loan. It doesn't matter they don't check your credit score until you decide to go forward with the actual loan that they have. Definitely look at the different types of loans that they have, because they have a lot of good loans and they have a few bad loans, and you don't want the bad loans. You want to stay away from that. The PPP, if it's just you, stay away from it. If you have a couple extra employees, look at the deadlines and the fine print. Read everything. That will actually be horrible for you, the PPP. However, the EIDL, which is what I'm telling you to fill out, you get more money for that, and believe it, I don't care what your credit score is, the maximum I think might be a 6% interest rate. Minimum is 0 interest rate. I'm not going to get the loan. I don't need it. I don't want it. I just wanted the grant. So that's what I applied for. And when they ask me for the loan, I'm going to say, no, I don't need it no more. Thank you anyhow. And I get to keep all their money that they gave me for free. Just thought I'd let you know. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. And send me a link. You know, I ain't going to remember it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link, and I'll send you all the other information too along with it. How is it free, Charlie? It's because it's the government. Government steals from us so they can give away to everybody else. And right now, technically it's free, but what's really free around here? If it's free, you take advantage of it while you got it, because right now they're trying to re-kickstart the government and the country because of the shutdown. That's part of the reason why they're trying to throw out all this money. They got another stimulus package too, but right now the fight in the House and Congress, or the House and the Senate, is the amount. The House wants to give us $2,000 for 3 months and then $1,000 a month for the rest of the year, whether you're working or not. Okay, they want to do that. The Senate Republicans want the same thing, except instead of $2,000 a month, and that's $2,000 per person, not $2,000 for everybody. Instead of the $2,000 a month, they want $1,200 a month for each person for the first 3 months, and then after that, $1,000. So the $1,000 after that, everybody agrees on. It's that. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That had personal sensitive information because of the fact that this person was asking me about the SBA, and I was helping her fill out the application, and she had to give me some sensitive information that unfortunately I really didn't want the wrong people to hear. Let's just put it that way. Give me a second here. Oops. There we go. All right. Man, I got too many of these windows open. Trying to move everything around. There we go. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry about being on mute for a while, but like I said, I had another call as you saw me talking like this and stuff like that. I was trying to get all that information out. I just helped somebody fill out the SBA. I let them know that they're going to get the first email showing that it was submitted, and I told them to keep an eye on it. And this was a Mexican woman that I had helped also do this because she actually is self-employed. She was the one that had me helping her also with the unemployment papers and stuff. And I told her about this one when she came by to work on the other stuff. And once I am reading the chat, Regin. I'm talking right now. Can you read the chat? No, I can't read the chat. Does it work for construction? Yes, it works for construction. If you're in the United States only. Any job, if you're working for somebody else, no, it does not qualify you. You have to be your own independent contractor, meaning that you work for yourself, not for somebody else. Like, for instance, if I worked at McDonald's and then I applied for this, I don't qualify because I'm working for somebody else. I'm not an independent contractor. If I'm working as an Uber that's a licensed contractor, you're legally able to apply for it. That's the only catch. But I just thought I'd let you know, Ranjan. Just wanted to give you that. Let's see. Now let's get back over to here. Charlie, the reason why I'm losing you is simply because of the fact that I put the mic on mute because I had a phone call and I was talking to the person on the other side of the phone. It wasn't because all of a sudden I was like, because that doesn't make sense. But anyhow, that's because I was on a phone call. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello? Am I too loud? The House passed the $1,200 per month. Now it needs to pass the Senate. No. The bill that the House originally sent, they wanted $2,000 per person. It's $1,200 now. They wanted $2,000 a month per person for 3 months, and then $1,000 per month for the rest of the year after that. The Senate agrees, but the problem is the Senate was only willing to go $1,200 per person per month, and the House Democrats wanted $2,000 per month. And the reason why the Senate wanted a lower amount wasn't because of the fact that they didn't want to pay out the $2,000. It's because of the fact that they're trying to keep the budget as small as possible. Because right now our deficit's like, and technically we're on the verge of being broke, if not completely bankrupt as a country. And they're trying to keep that at a minimum. What the House did, though, the reason why they rejected the initial House bill was because on top of that $2,000 for us, it was like throwing a few breadcrumbs to the people, and they were sending millions, 18 pages worth of billions and trillions of dollars to all these big corporations to bail them out. And the Senate said, wait a minute. Hey, you're covering all of these guys with billions and trillions of dollars, but what about people like me and you and Charlie and all Ranjan and all these other people that are online, that are common people that are working, that suddenly couldn't work for 3 months? They gave us one check for $1,200 and expected us to live off that $1,200 for 3 months? I was like, hell no. I was blessed. I was actually still able to work because of the line of work that I do required me, or they considered me an essential worker. That was the only reason why I was working. Everybody else on my block, didn't matter the nationality. They were all out of work. And that $1,200 doesn't pay the mortgage. And the $1,200 doesn't pay the bills. I was still getting billed. If I wasn't working, I would be freaking out right now. I'd be like, where the freaking am I going to get the money and catch up on all my bills? But the good thing is this. The Senate I think may have revised it and then sent it back to the House, and the House revised it again and is sending it back to the Senate. Hopefully by the end of this week they come up with a bill that they both can compromise on. That's the reason why we ain't got no more money, is because they're fighting each other over what to give us, and I think by the time they come to the agreement, we're not going to need the money anymore. The economy is coming back up. Companies are starting to open back up. San Pablo casinos reopened as of today, as far as I know, and all this other stuff that's going on. The price go up for how many employees? It's only $1,000 per employee, Ranjan. But you got to be in America. You can't be outside of America. And if I think I know where you're at, unfortunately, I don't know if you qualify or not. But if you're in the United States, you should qualify for it. You can only claim up to 10 employees. They will ask you information on that, and then when you go file for the loan, then you got it. But anyhow, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I agree with you, Charlie. Essential means that they don't give a rat's patootie if we die or if we live. Believe it or not, the whole time I was out there being an essential employee, patrolling neighborhoods, making sure people weren't looting buildings and stuff like that, and pulling people over for speeding and all that other good stuff. At no point did I see... James, what are you watching me for? Aren't you supposed to be at work? So anyhow, that's my brother, by the way, James. Just giving him a hard time. It just showed that he was watching me. I'm being watched. I have a feeling somebody's watching me. Oh, you are in the United States, so you're not the Ranjan I know. I know another guy with the same name. That's why I thought it was you. But yeah, if you're a self-employed employer, not working for somebody else or contracting for the government, then you do qualify. Yes, you heard that. If you contract for the government, you're automatically disqualified. They do check. So you can't lie. If they find that if it's not valid, you're done. They'll reject you, and they won't give you your money. So make sure you're honest about it if you're a contractor. That's why I said if you do construction, you're the owner of the construction company, you employ 10 people with you, then all those people qualify for $1,000 a piece. You have to give it to them. $1,000 is for you, and the other $1,000 goes to each employee. You have to pay them. If they find out that you kept all $10,000, they'd be coming for you, bro. It even says it in the fine print. Read the fine print. Don't lie. I know you want to, because I wanted the $10,000 too. I was like, should I put my dog on here? I'm just kidding. But anyhow, I had to be honest, and I would suggest you guys be honest if you don't want to stay out of trouble. So don't worry about it. No, you do qualify, Charlie. You do qualify. The new stimulus package that they're getting ready to come out with, I do believe it will be $1,200 for 3 months, and then $1,000 after that. They're going to give that for people that are working. They may give an initial $1,200 for people that are not working, but they want to encourage people to go back to work. So in order for you to qualify to get the additional money after the first $1,200, they want you to go back to work. If you're already working, then you don't have to worry about it. Just keep working. And they'll start sending you that additional money that gets direct deposited into your account, or they may give you like one of those little credit card looking things that you can swipe at an ATM and pull cash out. The thing is they want you to spend the money. They don't want you to invest it. All that money that they're giving you, they want you to spend it, put it back in the economy, because they need the economy to get back up and running. Do you have a list and the names and socials? What? No. No, you don't. Only when you apply for the actual loan will they ask you for all of that. But as far as your business name, they will go to the IRS and look that up before they give you your money. If they go to the IRS and you file, let's say, like for instance, my taxes, when I file under two business names: my wife's cosmetology company and my landscaping company that I run on the side. And with those two things running, and I file it on my IRS, before I get my money, they immediately go to the IRS. They confirm that the business name that I put on there matches what the IRS has, and then at that point, they qualify you. You get the grant, and then at that point, they start processing all the loan paperwork. And then once the loan paperwork is presented, they give you different options that you have, or you can turn around and reject all the loans and say, no, I'll just take the grant money and walk away with that free money. But yes, they will check. They will check. They're not just throwing money away. They're going to check to make sure that the name of the company and the name that you have match, and the checking account has to match also. So if you pay people through your checking account certain amounts of money, and it's underneath that, you can still have a personal account. But if you pay other employees, I'm talking about, let's say you have 5 employees. If you have 5 employees, you have to be able to show that you actually pay them out of either your personal checking account or your business checking account. And it has to be on the IRS rolls. You can't just say, hey, I work in construction. I own a construction company. I have 10 people. I don't have any vehicles or equipment, but I do construction, especially in my house on my days off. No, trust me, when you fill out the application and look at the fine print, you'll see what I'm talking about. Just be honest with it. Just be honest with it. That's the only thing I say. Because if you lie, they're going to come back after you. And if you're a good liar, you might get away with it. But I don't know for sure. Keeping the 10,000. Hey, the more you get, the happier you are. So, like I said, you probably get away with it. And say you have 10 employees and not have any, and then just reject the loan itself. You'll still get to up to 10,000. That part, as long as you have a legitimate, like for instance, Malika, she said that she does, what was it she said she did? She did something on the side. I think Uber or something like that. I don't remember. Let me see. She said, oh, hey, don't go up that far. I lost it. Oh, well. Anyhow, she did say that she did, I think it was Uber or Instacart or something like that on the side. If she filed that paperwork with her last tax return, whether it's 2018 or 2019, doesn't matter. As long as it's in the IRS rolls, she can actually apply and she'll get the grant money. She's automatically guaranteed to get it because there is proof that she actually worked as a contractor for one of these particular companies. She didn't work for the company, she worked as a contractor, which is another way of saying you were self-employed. I do that too. I have a landscaping business. I also have my wife has a cosmetology business, which I paid, I think it was like over $10,000 for out of my pocket. That was painful. But anyhow, the good thing about having your own business, even if you only work one day a week, when something like this happens, you can qualify for these types of loans or grants, and it won't cost you a penny. And plus, you have a chance to get cheap loans lower than your own bank can give you. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's at right now it's like 0.5% on the loan because they're going by the Federal Reserve interest rate, and right now I think it's in the negative, so they actually will pay you to have a loan. I don't know how that works, but I do know their interest rate went negative. It's not good if you have a savings account because now they're going to start pulling money out of your savings account instead of you bringing in money. That's the reason why I pulled everything out of my savings account and put it into stocks, dividend stocks, so that I can still make some money off of my funds that I have. But anyhow, let's see. Oh, DoorDash. That's what it was. Yeah, DoorDash also qualifies as long as you. Thanks for telling me. I keep forgetting because it only scrolls up so far and I forget, and then I try and scroll back down to figure it out. But no, you don't have to file the form. You don't have to file the form. All you have to do is state that you did it, and if you didn't do it, as long as it's on the record, because I do know DoorDash actually will file it for you to the IRS. The thing is if the IRS may not correct your tax return if it's under a certain threshold, aka you worked one day and maybe did 1 or 2 deliveries. The IRS ain't gonna come after you and change your whole tax return over maybe $6 or $7. However, let's say that you did state that you worked for DoorDash, DoorDash, and you put down one amount, but then DoorDash says, "Hey, she made this much with tips and stuff," and at that point they'll wreck your tax return. Then you have to do an amendment and redo it because they'll suddenly go from, let's say, they owe you money to where they'll say, "Oh, these two don't match. We're gonna set everything to the default. You now owe us $6,000." You're gonna go, "Oh my god!" And then you'll have to do an amendment, refile everything, and send it. And then at that point, everything will be okay. But as long as you or the company you're contracting with, let's say DoorDash, you'll still qualify for the money. They will check, and DoorDash will actually definitely do that. Make sure you put DoorDash when you say the type of business, and then, the name of the business, DoorDash or delivery driver, whatever you want to call the company, and the type of business is delivery service or personal service. That's what I would put it under. I'm hoping I'm helping you guys. I'm not sure. Yeah, you're under the threshold. So the IRS will get the paperwork or the 1099 from DoorDash. But since you didn't file that, and since it was only under $600, you could have used that. Oh, I need to do your taxes. I can make you so rich. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, there's a lot of tax deductions even if you only work one day out of the whole year as a DoorDasher. You can actually take your gas, your phone, your car maintenance, the miles, and all kinds of other things, and deduct them. And where you may have a minor tax return with your side hustle, it can go from, like, let's say you're going to get back $300-400 or maybe $600 or $700 for the federal. If you file as a contractor or a company owner, even though you only work that company, your personal company, one day out of the whole year, and let's say it's only $600, you take that and you deduct everything that has to do with that: the phone, the car, the miles, and anything else that you can think of. Paperwork, advertising, what have you. Medical, dental. If you have dental, if you have to pay for your son's medical dental costs, boom, guess what? All of that's tax deductible under your own company that you're working as a side hustle, even if you only work it one day. So that $760 can turn into $9,000-10,000 that you get back from the federal. Or did you know that? Because you got to do it as a business loss, not a profit. If you make a profit from the company, which I don't think you did, then at that point you would owe the IRS. But if you put all your deductions in, it'll show as a business loss, and guess what? They pay you some extra cash. You probably didn't know that, did you? I only know this because I've been doing my own taxes for, since 2000, about 2001 is when I first started. And trust me, the first day I did my own taxes, I literally was there for 18 hours straight going through every single receipt because I didn't have it organized. It was the first time I ran my own business. And I kept all the receipts, but they were just piled up. They weren't categorized and all this other stuff. So it took me 18 hours to go through piles and piles of receipts. And I was like, this sucks. And the first year, I still didn't get everything because there was a lot of deductions that I had that I didn't know I had. But as the years went on, I started learning, I started researching, and I found out what's tax deductible, what's not tax deductible. Like, for instance, you're doing DoorDash, right? You got a room with your computer. Guess what? I don't care if it's a laptop, a Mac, or a desktop. It can be any kind of computer. It could barely work. It could take 3 hours to turn on. That's your business office. That entire room is tax deductible. If you do any kind of maintenance or repairs or anything like that, let's say you need new curtains for your office, it's tax deductible. Every tax deduction counts for a bigger return. especially if you're running out of business loss. And no, I'm not telling you how to cheat the IRS. I'm telling you how to pay them less if you owe them. Okay, so you get $8,000 back now. Okay, let's put it this way. You get $8,000 back now because of your kids. Imagine doubling or possibly tripling that for working one day for the entire year for DoorDash. Yeah, and no, it's not tax fraud. I'll show you how. It's not tax fraud. I've already been audited. All of it's legal. A lot of people that do their own taxes don't know, and when you go into a tax place like H&R Blocks to have them do your taxes, they only put the basics there. And the reason why I stopped going to H&R Block is because I had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, and my wife and me. 5 people, right? Five people. When I got my tax return done and I got it back and I looked at it, they said I had 2 people. They didn't even put any of my children, so I lost $1,000 per child. That's $3,000 that I lost, and I ended up paying almost $300 to have my taxes done to get $400 back. So technically, I got $100 back from me. The rest of it went with the H&R Block, and I missed out on $3,000 from the IRS because they didn't even bother to add my children as dependents. Even though they had them on there, they didn't classify them as dependents, and I didn't qualify for that because they didn't know what the heck they were doing. So just because you go to H&R Block or one of these other people, if you don't know what to tell them, they're only going to put the information that you give them in. Me, on the other hand, when I'm doing your taxes, I start asking you questions. I'm like, okay, are you self-employed? Where do you work? What type of work do you do? You work for DoorDash. Okay. Do you use your phone when you make calls or orders? Yes, you do. Oh, well, that phone's deductible. Guess what? Give me your bill. How much does it cost? Okay, that's deductible. Oh, you use your car? How many miles did you run while you were doing it? Give me a quick estimate. If you don't know, do you have a gas receipt before or after that day? All of that is tax deductible. People say you can either claim miles or you can claim gas, but you can't claim both. Guess what? They don't know what they're talking about. You can claim both. You get 50 cents per mile when you're working, and you also get reimbursed for the tax portion of the fuel receipts. If you look at the receipts, it has 3 to 5 taxes on it. All of that's tax deductible, federal and state. Probably didn't know that either, huh? If you're employed by another company, and you actually have personal income from your side business, aka let's say $600, the traffic going to and from your actual place of employment, not your side job, your other place of employment, also qualifies as a deduction since you're also using it for your personal business too. So the going to and from work is all tax deductible for fuel, mileage, maintenance, oil changes. Let's say you have a flat tire, tires replaced, those are tax deductible. All of the stuff that people don't know about. And they're losing all kinds of thousands of dollars because they don't know about all the stuff that they can deduct. And like I said, I didn't know. I had to learn this the hard way. First 3 years, it was pain in the butt. I almost started going back. But then when my taxes started getting easier because I started learning how to do it and what was deductible and what wasn't, the only thing I have to watch is around October, November, when they're getting ready to come out with next year's taxes. I have to find out what's changed. One of the changes that Trump did on our taxes, I usually got about $15,000, almost $20,000 a year back from the IRS. Okay, and after all my deductions and business losses and stuff, Donald Trump changed the tax code, and when he changed the tax code, it slashed my income tax return 1/3. And now, even though I get money back from the federal, the state actually, even if I claim 0 on my tax return, they will actually still say that I owe them, even at 0. So I'm thinking, what do you got to do? -1 in order for you to get any kind of money from the state? No. You got to know what you can deduct. Otherwise, they will take your money, even if you claim 0. Oh, welcome back. Thank Thank you. Thank you for waving. I'm waving back at you, but I don't know if you guys were even aware of this kind of stuff, and I'm out here looking for this kind of stuff all the time. If you want, every time I find free money for you guys, I can actually show you guys step by step how to do it. When it comes to tax returns, if you need help with tax returns, I don't mind doing a one-on-one video app or video conferencing with you, and we could do it over the air, or you could come by my house. And if you live close by, if you live in another state, I only do California taxes. I don't do other state taxes, and California taxes are it's not. Texas and Florida have easier taxes because they don't have a state income tax. They only have a federal. So you just go in, boom, you get federal return. That's it. No state return. So it's actually a lot easier. But California, we got state, federal, and some places it's actually local taxes also. And you'll see that when you see your W-2s at the end of the year. You're like, huh, man, they charged me 4 times. Holy cow. And it's not. It doesn't go by skin color or race or location. It goes by your income and what you know and what you don't know. What you don't know costs you money. The more you know, the more money you get back from the government, and the more money you get to keep on your own. If you wanted to, if any of your children were going to either college or high school, you can actually file exempt. And they won't take anything out of your taxes. At the end of the year, you probably won't get nothing back, but you won't owe anything either. The only thing you'll pay into is Social Security, Medi-Cal, and other miscellaneous things. But as far as state and federal, if they're going to school, you qualify for an exempt or an exemption. But a lot of people don't know that, and they don't read that fine print on their W-4s when they fill it out. They got that little part down at the bottom that says, I qualify for an exemption. You turn the paper over. Oh, look, my son or daughter or me or somebody in my family is actually going to college or high school. Hey, I didn't know that. Yes. Even if you claim one of your children and they're still going to college and they're working, you can still claim them. Even if they don't live in your home. See? Send links. Oh, good lord. What kind of links do you want? I can give you all kinds of links. I'll give you the link to the SBA, Malika. As far as the taxes is concerned, you have to do it year by year. I can send you the links, but the tax code changes. I actually have to follow that. But as soon as they finalize the stimulus checks, I will definitely do another video blog like this, and I would definitely tell all of you guys, because I want everybody to know before it even gets to your house. I'll tell you how much you're going to get. I'll not only tell you how much you're going to get, but I'll tell you how many checks we're going to get, whether it's one or more. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're getting like $8,000 right now, I don't want to do anything to cut that lower. So I'm not saying file the exemption, but I'm just letting you know that you could have filed it, but that EIC would have been disqualified because you filed exempt. So technically speaking, if you like that money, but you want to build on that, run your Schedule C when you do your taxes next time, and include DoorDash. That will actually help you claim a lot more things, including one of your rooms in your house. You got to measure it out, because the bigger the room is that you're using for your office at your personal home, the more money you get back from the IRS, or the bigger the tax credit from the IRS that you get. If you don't believe me, look at the tax code. I can actually link it on my next vlog and show you where all of that stuff is. If you go to Free Tax USA and you go through there, they got those little question marks. You can actually click on the question mark, and it helps tell you what is and what is not qualified as a tax deduction. Oh, free monies. Oh yeah, I'll definitely give you. I'll definitely give you the stuff for the free money. Don't worry about that part. But like I said, you have to at least work one day. I highly recommend anybody that's not working for themselves at least one day out of the whole year. Find a company, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber. I don't like Uber unless it's Uber Eats. If you work for Uber Eats, then all you do is delivering food. You're not delivering drunk people from point A to point B. Amazon. Work for Amazon one time as a flex. Amazon Flex, they are always hiring people. Once you get qualified, just work for them one time, boom, and you work when you want to. Another thing you can do is like run your own landscaping, yard work company. All you need is a mower and a weed whacker and some cash. Just go from house to house, charge them like $50, $100 a month to do that. Boom, guess what? Hey, you qualify all of this free money because you're self-employed. You're an entrepreneur, and yes, I will definitely send you the links to the SBA, Malika, and I definitely want you, especially, to fill it out because I want you to get as much money as you can, and look at the different loan options also while you're there, and see if one would actually work for you for starting your own business instead of working for somebody else. Be your own boss. And if your food and barbecue is as good as you say it is, you got a permanent customer coming to your place. I don't care where you're. If you open it up in Parchester, I'll go to Parchester. Don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm here for the food. Don't worry about you. But yeah, I definitely come to your place, especially if you make good barbecue. You sound like you do. And I've seen some of the food that you post. So if you actually made it, I definitely will visit your store or your restaurant. But anyhow, now that I got all that out of the way, I forgot what I was even talking about. Anyhow, that's what happens when you start drinking too. How you doing? Was there anything that I said that didn't make sense yet? Hold it. No. Great stream. Oh, a lot of people like me, but only place that I noticed I didn't get nobody watching me today is YouTube. All my other streams that are running simultaneously, I got a lot of people. YouTube has nobody. But it says it's streaming, so this is the first time I had 0 on there. Usually I have like 15 to 20 people, but today I don't have that. That little thing right there is Twitch. I've noticed that is not always correct. Sometimes it'll say 2. And look, it says 3 now. But over here, there'll be like 20 or 30 people talking on my chat. Oh, you can't see it on your side, but right about here, where my finger ends, on here, in this particular area, there's a chat for Twitch. And I'll see like 15, 20 people, but right here it only says there's 3 people. I don't know why, but I got another one for the multi-streaming app for Restream.io, and it actually gives me a more accurate description of how many people are watching for each type of stream. And right now I got about 47 people actually watching me. Only 3 so far on Twitch. Right there. Look like a little pimple. Let me squeeze that little thing. Don't worry about my other streams. You're on Twitch. That's all that counts, Ranjan. You're still here too. And now I got another viewer. So anyhow, let me know. Definitely let me know if I helped you guys in any way. And Malika, my offer still stands. If you decide to get a home loan, if you get it, even with bad credit, if you can get it underneath 6% on the loan, whether you qualify with the rates that are going on in this particular environment, because right now, my house is a piece of crap, or as my brother would say, it's a POS, a piece of shit. But anyhow, as it is now, with all the problems that I have with this house and all the money I'm pouring into it, I just pretty much want to destroy the house, level it, and rebuild it from ground up, but I can't do that. But This little tiny property that I have is now worth $425,000. I bought it for $128,000. I haven't paid off in 5 years, so I got like all kinds of equity in my house. So technically, I would automatically qualify for a second loan, and I can use the equity as a down payment towards the new house. But unfortunately, I'm not ready to do that just yet because I don't want to take any chances of losing this house. How you doing? You know Norbit. That's my favorite movie, by the way. Yeah, how you doing? Where my chicken at? That's my favorite movie. If you haven't noticed, look, my camera's going out on me. But anyhow, just to let you know, I'm willing to definitely hold a huge barbecue for you. And pay for it if I have to just to celebrate the fact that you get a loan. The only problem that I know of, and it's a problem that I'm having right now, is if I was to get a loan right now, I could probably get a good loan, probably lower than what I'm paying on this house, but I won't have enough to actually pay for another house because if little pieces of crap that I'm living in now are going for $400,000, and I'm only qualified for a $200,000 loan, what am I going to buy? A trailer? Do you want a trailer? Do you want to live in a trailer park, or do you want an actual home with the front yard and backyard? That's why I'm saying that. When was the last time you applied for a home loan? I'm not going to even ask you what your credit history is because that part don't even count. I'm 100% sure you will qualify for a home loan if you decide to. The problem with the home loan is, like I said, if you make as much as I'm making right now, which is sucky money, I qualify if I was to get a home loan for $200,000. The only way I would be able to afford a house now is I'd have to pull out equity of this house and put that along with the home loan that I have, and then pay off the other house. And then at that point, I would be paying more money on this house and on the other one. Oh, well, is it above 680? Is it above 680 or around 680? If it is, you do qualify still. If it's below 5, you might be right. The next question is how to get your credit from where it's at to where mine is, because my wife had to kick my ass because at one point I had her. My credit was under 500. I hate to say that, but up until about a year before I bought my house, stop blurring me out. I'd say about 3 years. I'd say about 3 years before I bought my house, my credit was under 500, and I couldn't even. I qualified for a car loan, but they charged. That's when they charged me 17%. Set 614. I think you still might be able to get a loan. Your interest rate will probably be real close to mine or my initial one. Or a little bit higher, but my question is what is your debt ratio? What I mean by that is, do you owe a lot on credit cards and other bills that are not paid off, or creditors that haven't been paid? I don't care who it is. I'm just curious if that's it, or is it a lack of credit, meaning that you're renting but you don't have a lot of credit. Like, for instance, you don't have a car loan, you don't have credit cards or anything like that. 580. Oh, well, it's still up there. Mine was down there too. So definitely don't feel bad. Definitely don't give up. What we need to do is get that to go up, and there's ways to do that. It just depends on what you're making and what you might qualify for. Do you have any student loans or anything like that anywhere? If you don't, then that's going to help you out. If you do, then that's going to be a problem. No credit. Comcast medical. Okay, medical. I understand that part. I understand. Comcast. 7 years. How old is that Comcast account? Because all you gotta do is wait 7 years and it disappears. Just do like I did when my brother screwed up my phone bill and they put that on my credit report and it went. It wasn't my brother. It was his. I guess his ex-wife, but I won't get into that. But anyhow, that messed up my credit score really bad. I was ticked off because my phone bill was in my name, but it was at their house. They ran it up, never paid it, and then they called me, and then for the next 7 years, I had a bill. And I was like, but anyhow, 4 years? Okay. That means you got to wait 3 more years. 3 more years, and that drops off. But in order for it to, are you paying on it, or you don't? I paid the last payment on my principal. Okay. Now, you'll be all right then. You'll be all right. As soon as these go up, as soon as these creditors are paid off, your score is going to go up just a little bit. It's going to take about 6 months to a year after those the creditors are paid off before your credit goes back up. If you get any credit card offers, this is what I would recommend doing. Right now, they're probably not going to give out any because of the crisis that we're having economically. A lot of people have like $5,000-$6,000 credit cards. Even if it's at zero, if they have a balance on it, it's automatically being decreased, not increased, because of the fact that a lot of people are still not working. They're starting to go back, but the amount of debt that's piled on to like 60% of America right now is ridiculous. Like I said, I was blessed. I still worked, and I was still able to pay all my bills while this stuff was going on. But a lot of people around me, I'm not even sure. In about 6 months to a year, you're probably going to suddenly see the housing market just completely collapse because a lot of people are going to be so far behind, they're just going to walk away like they did the last time it happened. But, yeah, keep your eye open. The number one credit card and that I would look at if you get any solicitations in the mail, and they usually look for people with bad credit, but be careful which ones you select. But Capital One usually will send you like 12 or 13 different credit card offers. Look at the back and find out if they have an annual fee. If they do, throw it away. If it says 0 annual fee and you're pre-approved, apply for it. They'll probably give you like $250 to $500. That's what they did with my wife. My credit score is 800. We don't share our accounts. Me and my wife have been married for 26 years. We don't share any of our accounts. Her credit score is in the toilet right now because she took on a student loan, and it went from there to straight down. But she's been getting a lot of credit card offers, and then I got her on Capital One because they had one, even though the interest rate was high, they didn't have an annual fee. So what I do is I let her have that, and she started using it, and it went from like, I think it would start out $250, and I was the one that was paying the credit card off every time she used it. I say, use that only for food or gas only. Don't use it for anything else. And let me know as soon as it's charged so that I can pay it off right away. And now she has a $2,000 credit limit, and it took her from $500 to almost $700. The only reason why she can't break that ceiling right there is because of the student loan. She has almost $100,000 student loan that we've acquired. And if something happens to my wife, guess who gets to pick up the debt? For those that also don't know, if you're married, California is a community state. That means that any loans, any debt that my wife has, if she passes away, guess who gets it? Even though I have no name, no beneficiaries, no nothing, because I'm married to her, guess who gets the debt? And I'm obligated to pay it off. I didn't know that. I found that out 2 years ago, and that pissed me the freaking hell off. But anyhow, You can actually do the secure card also if you want to. My wife did that at one point also, but I think I might have screwed that up for her when we first got married. So that one didn't work out too well. For you, it might work out. Just gotta, like I said, if you use the credit card, make sure you have the money in your personal bank also. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I use my credit cards. If I have the money in my bank account already, I use the credit card. I have a Discover card, and the only reason why I got the Discover card is because I get 5% back. And what I do is I use that credit card. As soon as I use it and the bill comes due, not 30 days. I don't wait 30 days until it comes due. I'm talking about as soon as it clears and it says I can make the payment, I make the payment, pay it off, keep it at zero. As close to zero as possible. You do it that way, and don't overspend and use that credit card. Make sure if you get a credit card, make sure it says it's cash back also. And see, my camera's going out on me. This camera is finally starting to go out on me. You know what? I'm going to have to buy a new camera finally because this thing's, look at that. I'm blurring. It's either that or I'm drinking too much. Am I blurring out to you guys? Why do you want me to show the dog? Bullet, come here. Come here, Bullet. Hello. This is my pit bull, guys. This is my pit bull. Okay, so next time you come to my house, watch out for this guy. He's about 70% blind, so he runs into the wall a lot, and he gets scared because when it gets dark, he can't see. So he is old too. He doesn't look old. He looks pretty good for his age, huh? What do you think? Yeah. No. Let's put it this way. When I first got married to my wife, I don't honestly know. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Oh, come on. Yeah, when I first got married to my wife, I honestly did not have good credit. I did not have a good job. I honestly didn't have a future. Women, if you get married and your man's like me, as long as he's willing to improve himself, sometimes you got to kick his ass and do it and make that sacrifice. In the long term, it took me 26 years to get where I'm at now. And my wife had to kick my ass all the way once we got married. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to have to buy a new camera. This thing's going out on me finally. It's starting to blur out and I'm not moving. So anyhow, yeah, if you get married, make sure you can mold the man. Don't try and change him. Improve him. If he has a career that he wants to follow, but he has to go to, let's say, a trade school, a college or something, you're going to have to be willing to sacrifice anywhere from 4 to 10 years of your life to make sure that he gets through it. And if he feels like giving up, you're going to have to beat it out of him and tell him, I didn't go this far for you to quit. That's what my wife did for me. And it took me from being ghetto-minded, thinking that I didn't have a future, to where I'm at now. I'm not rich. I'm not even saying I'm rich. But I am way better off where I am now than where I was before I got married. And I have my wife to thank for it. And she is everything to me. I'm not giving her up for nobody. This guy right here, I might give up, but I'm not 100% sure. He's a little crybaby. He cries every time. Speaking of which, that last blog that I did, when he was crying in the background, I was rewatching it, and all of a sudden he started crying in the background. I was like, what the? And I thought he was outside, so I started looking all over the place for him. Come to find out it was on the video. Why I didn't hear that in the first place, but this poor guy. Oh, he's my little muffin. But anyhow, ankle biter. Yeah, this guy is named Bullet. When here's how we got this guy. Okay, there was a stray dog that was in my backyard, and one night somebody was back there, and the dog was barking and growling at him. Okay, it woke me up, and I'm like, oh, that dog's barking and growling again. And then as I was listening to him, right by our window, right by my bed, I heard footsteps. And I'm like, that's not the wind. So I got up in my underwear, got my gun, ran out the backyard, whipped my flashlight and gun, and he was over here by the bush in the corner of my house. And as soon as I shined the light, he took off running, right? I started to chase him. As I was going up the side of my house, I realized, oh shoot, I ain't got no clothes on. Let me run back. I was thinking, he got away this time. I ain't running down the street. I might get arrested for indecent exposure. I'm not that pretty. Yeah, trust me, I'm pretty ugly. But anyhow, me and my wife discussed it, and I'm like, you know what? I want to build a fence, a gate up here towards the front of my house on both sides, and get me like a pit bull, Rottweiler, Doberman Pinscher, one of these big dogs, mean looking ones. And I want them to bark if somebody tries to come into the yard and let us know. We went to the local dog shelter. We started looking at all these dogs. Me and my oldest son were like, oh, we saw this black pit bull. He was so beautiful. And he looked so nice, and he looked like he wanted to go home with us. So me and my son kept asking questions, and the dog's name was Shadow. And the lady at the front desk said, no, you don't want that dog. There's something wrong with that dog. So we went back. We even went inside the cage, and the dog was all lovey-dovey with me and my son. We were like, oh, well, I don't see what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about a different dog. So we went back. They said, no, there's something wrong with that dog. Trust me. And then they explained it to us, saying that the dog, if it sees another dog, it loses control, and they can barely keep the leash on him because he's trying to attack the other dog. And once they explained that to us, we were like, oh. We went in there looking for a pit bull or some sort of big dog, and we ended up with this guy. Oh, got another phone call. Be right back. You're gonna hear me going, but it's just because I'm on a phone call. Be right back. Oh my God. Hey Charlie, are you still online? Are you still watching me? You just sent me a photo that brought back memories, bro. Oh my God. Look at this, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. This is my 2 sisters, 2 of my brothers, and Charlie. I'm gonna show you when you was a little kid, bro. Holy cow! And my best friend Kevin, man. Look at this, guys. Look at that. When I was little, man, we were there. That little guy in front, that's Charlie when he was a kid. Now you get to figure out what he looks like now, because I haven't seen him either. I've heard from him, but I haven't seen him since he was little like that. Oh my God, Charlie! Thank you for the photo, bro. That brought back a lot of memories, man. Wow. Anyhow, wow, that was awesome. Is he barking? No. My dog was actually ratting on me. He was talking with his mommy, aka my wife. My wife was on the phone. She was asking me questions, and Bullet started talking to her. And yes, he was barking at her. I tried to take the volume off, but for some reason it kept going back on mute. While he was talking to her, I was like this, and she was talking to her. He does that every time she calls. Only when he hears her voice, he started going. But yes, that was my dog, and he was definitely listening to my wife as she was talking, and then he started telling on me about all the bad things I was doing. But anyhow, for now, I was originally going to talk about the crisis in California, but I'm going to go ahead and hold that off until maybe Monday of next week, and I'll be back on and we'll stream again. For the moment, I'm going to log off because I got a bunch of paperwork I got to do. I got a couple calls where people were calling me for the SBA. I also got to send out links to the different people that are requesting it. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned, or if you have any information that you need from me, just let me know and I can do it. I also do taxes once a year. I was booked up this year for the taxes, and then COVID-19 happened, and the only good thing about COVID-19 was it allowed me to extend all of my taxes a little further into it. Yeah, this thing's going out on me. It usually doesn't blur out. Today's the first day it started blurring out on me, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to go have another beer. I'm going to eat dinner and lay this guy down to go to sleep, and then we'll go from there. My friend that's here that I owe the $1,000 to, he hasn't gotten home yet. As soon as he gets home, he gets his reward, or whatever he wants us to call it. But thanks you guys for tuning in. I'm out.